Because if you can go to Kaizer Chiefs, so some of our team now, I'm cool. Some of them will tell you, especially Kaizer Chiefs, will tell you, most of them. That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say.
Hi guys, my name is Hendrick Ledwaba. Welcome to the Monday edition of Influential Mondays with myself, Mr. HL. First and foremost, I just want to take this time and send my deepest gratitude to each and everyone that has been sending us the positive feedback. We appreciate the love and support. We've started with hanging out with amazing guests that we have on this platform. Today, it's no different. I have a special brother. He's the founder of a clothing brand called Focus. He is an all-round artist. He's an actor, he's a musician, he's a radio presenter, he's an entrepreneur, he's an MC, he's everything in life in this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the international boy. It's the International Sweet Melanin.
Thank you.
He is Mxolisi Ben Khoza, our MI30.
Yeah, that's a guy. I'm fresh because
Finally.
Oh, dog, yeah. Been talking
Yo,
about this.
I even start with you, bro. Firstly, congratulations with everything that you're doing. I know you've started the business event recently. I will speak about that later. But to me, one thing that I love and admire about you is the human spirit that you have. Yeah, Foster, hustling, So, where did everything start for you? Like I said, you are an all-round artist.
Yeah.
So, where did everything start for you in terms of the business, the art as well?
Oh, ish. Yeah. So guys, yo, I've been doing a lot, bro. So where it all started, the passion just started at a young age, right?
Sure.
But everything started to blend in immediately when I arrived at MI.
Sure.
Right. So when I arrived at MI, that's when I was exposed to most opportunities because I was living around it was.
Sure.
So that's when I started. I think with my music career, it also started around 2017. My first record where I started to go to studio was in 2017.
Sure.
Eldos with some guys called Souls. But unfortunately, none of the songs that I did with them were released because equality.
Sure.
Yeah, so big back equality, and I didn't like the songs also on my side.
Baby, let's go.
So that's the only one. That's the only song of mine that you'd find on the internet.
Oh,
the rest of the songs are archives because
so what's the name of the song?
It's Munati.
Munati.
Yeah. So I got a access to that during COVID.
Sure.
Late 2019. That's when I found the guys from Mozambique.
Sure.
RVHMC. That's when I found the guy, and he, I just fell in love with his beats.
Sure.
Right, and then decided to record. So yeah, because he has signed himself that side.
Sure.
So he was like, "Nah, I'm releasing that song. I love the song." So yeah, then we released that song, and then from there on, with that song, I was able to even attraction AUK. Yeah, so that's when I met a lady called Aphrodisia's Mama. Started working with her. That was the UK and all that.
So the name, the International Sweet. How did International Sweet Boy? Or
International Melanin. So before,
so how did that name
come about? Sure. Yeah. So before International Melanin, I was Mxolisi.com. You can imagine. Yeah. Mxolisi.com. Mxolisi.com. So I've always loved fashion from back in secondary, like nabothisha wambaza ukutshela ukuthi loya bangagcoki normal.
Sure.
Yeah, bakanokuzigcokela amanye
amavela
ngikho normal. Yeah, so that was so as I grew up and from a branding perspective, and as I learned about branding, and I got advice from some of the friends that I chill with
Sure.
in terms of branding.
Sure.
I realized Mxolisi.com did not appeal to the music aspect of what I wanted to do.
Sure.
It was appealing to the clothing aspect. What in Suli, we are Sula, you dress smart.
To
Blend it in
sure.
to the music aspect, right? So international, right? I've always had the .com. So I've always regarded myself as someone international, right? So because of the .com, I was like, no, international. And then melanin was my skin color, right? Mankuli secondary, Mangbizu Sesh,
Sure.
you know, so I suffered from bullying from some of my friends because of my skin color. And as I grew up, I got to understand the value within the melanin, and I did my research with the melanin, right? And I found the value in that. So hence, I decided to call myself International Melanin. International represents the sound that I'm trying to push. So my music is an international Afro tech house. And so even if you can listen to the Baby Daddies Podcast still on icon soundtrack, you can just hear the level. That's the level of sound that I'm pushing for. Yeah. So in terms of music, I can say that's how I got to evolve. And I met this guy, Uda Spigzin. The Spigzin, I met him immediately after releasing the feature. But he's a guy that I knew back then, really, from Ekasi. It's cool song, but I didn't know he was a producer. Yeah, it's what. So he is from Daveyton, it's what. So I didn't know that he was a producer until I heard some of his stuff, right? And then from hearing some of his stuff, he was like, "Dog, I like your voice, right? And I can do something about your voice, something unique." So that's when we started working together. And I'm proud to say he's the only fucking producer I've worked with. Not to criticize other producers that I've worked with, right? But he's the only producer that understands my voice and can tap into the chart by voice sound, right? And unleash the beast with voice sound. So I applaud him for that every time because we just connect, we gel every time I'm with him in studio. It's just a blast. We've also recorded just another song called So Deep. So nice. So nice.
When is the EP coming out here?
Well, the EP I'm still working on my own record label. So as I said, I'm working with Afrodicia's mom from the UK. Right. We're trying to, she has a record label that side. So we're trying to bring it in this side because she's in love with the Amapiano sound. Right. But
not you.
Yeah.
She's not in love with you.
No, not in love with you. I didn't show you. So yeah, she's in love with the sound, and she just had my songs, and she plays them most of the time in the UK. So now she just started her own radio station and her own record label. So we're working on having a partnership whereby me and my manager at this side, this side, the record label, this side, and then she'll be working with things in the UK. So I'm trying to, before I release my own music, that's why, because we've seen in the music industry, royalties and all those stuff. Yeah. So I saw to put myself on the safe side, let me have the right style, the right things and the right documentation, so that when my music is out there, I'm calling Omuntu Uti. Mara when I'm pushing, so I wanted to hold myself accountable from that level. So that's why I haven't released any song. It's just one song that's out there.
Sure. So you spoke about coming to Emma earlier on. I know, especially getting it at a big break in the arts industry or the entertainment industry, it's not easy for most people.
Definitely.
So for when, because you do so many things, I mean, TV, radio. When did you get that first big break that changed everything in your life?
Yo. I can say it's from a show called Ziawa Ekasi, Daveyton TV.
Sure. And like, Daveyton, excuse me, like you guys, I don't know if you realize this because music Daveyton, business Daveyton, like you guys, I just take you because I'm a cheetah buyer now, even in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, you understand.
Sure, yeah. And then, why are you guys too hungry, driven?
Well, it's eVutta.
Sure.
Is a nickname of
Daveyton.
Mulo, you know. And I always say this even in my entrepreneurship sessions.
Sure.
eVutta represents the fire, right? That's why in focus there's that fire. Because we eVutta.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe eVutta there's a lot of talent, passion, and
too much.
Yeah. I'm not saying just in Daveyton, but all over South Africa. And just to put it in specifics, at Daveyton, there's a lot of people that, if you can remember, gangsterism, lentozama OVL, those things that trended, right? It was because kids wanted to do something about their lives, right? They wanted to channel their passion and energy to something right, but there was no right guidance to push them to that specific thing. These are the platforms where you can express or expose your talent, right? Even those platforms, no matter they are not marketed enough to reach the right people who need them, right? Kaslami don't too much. Don't get shy or dog, get pulls or dog, and you can get confused easily, right? It's either you tap into that life, and then school era big nama kids. Kids are up and as the upcoming generation sees things, most of them were influenced by Ukebing. Right? Hence, their gangsterism era. And then after that, there was that change whereby we had to see things from a different perspective. We had people like Abolebu Matosa influencing us. We had Prima, Lira is from Daveyton, you know. Yeah, Junior Kanye.
I think that generation changed image eVutta.
Definitely. So looking back at them trying to change their lives from Abu Junior Kanye, coming their era with you because because if you can go to Kaiser Chiefs, some of our team now are cool. Some of them will tell you, especially Kaiser Chiefs, will tell you most of them. That's what they say. That's what they say.
But you've changed it.
The narrative.
You've changed. Because now even people like yourself, Abu West, you guys are writing a different script.
Narrative, dog. It is because we were not given platforms. And on our side, we were given opportunities. Right? There were not enough platforms, but we went out. And as we went out, that's when we found opportunities. Hence, I'm saying to you, MI changed my life fucking drastically, dog. I don't know how to lie to you because I had the chance to be exposed to a greater network that I wouldn't have been exposed to if being Sekasi. So if I stayed Ekasi,
so exposure.
Yes.
Changed the whole lot of things.
It changed from perspective to the way you do things.
The environment obviously influences you.
Definitely. So the environment either gets the great out of you or the worst out of you. Right? So the environment that I found myself into just made sure that it exposes me to the right people. Why? One, we were taught emotional intelligence, and to this day, I feel blessed that I understood emotional intelligence at that age. Right? Figure out me wasn't figuring now 18. Yeah, just after 17. 18. Figuring now 18. Right? And with a place like this so crucial and it's cruel. Just is cruel, dog. It's cruel, dog. And if you can't, no matter how smart you can be, that's why I was going down. I was away within 6 months, right? It's okay, in their in their first semester, the second semester, almost half yabantu were cast. Reason being, it needs none of them are emotionally ready for that space. Ufika da and they can't handle some certain decisions that you have to take on your own at that age because you're dependent to those decisions are being taken for you and now you have to take those decisions on your own, right? So for me, I feel blessed that I got the chance to be matured emotionally at a young age, right? And that made me see Izimdekasi from a different perspective, right? And from there, that's when I started also, I think in Focus was started in 2018. Just after the city's program. So for me, it helped me go deep within me, right? I've always wanted to start a brand, right? But I didn't know what name to call it, right? And what message was I trying? What was my value proposition? I didn't have that with me, right? What angle am I coming with in this industry where there's a lot of brands that is going on and there's big brands that are dominating in the space and industry. And on my side, what I thought is that one thing that I don't see is that mankuluma nabantu. I asked them, muntu wasekasi, basic kasi person ukuthi njengoba ugcoke ifabi yami, how does it represent you? Right? Do you know the owner? One, no. Two, is the money that you're taking out to that person coming back to reinvest someone that is like you? No. Is this brand sending a message that can influence you every day? Because our personalities are attached to what we wear.
Sure, branding is personal.
Yeah. So the way I view myself, angeke ngisukeleke ngiyogcoka ibrand ngingaziboni njengengezo.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. So people associate themselves or their personalities with different brands.
Yeah.
Right? And that brand sometimes is not associated to your personality. It's just a brand.
Sure.
And you decided to take that, right? So focus. Why focus? Focus is a message.
Sure.
Right? And focus is an energy. Right? So for me, when I got into the game, I told myself, I'm not selling clothes because everybody's selling clothes. I'm not in a competition with what is the latest trend. Right? My concern is that can people understand the message that I'm sending out there that says fire, which is the passion that lies within each and every individual that is out there, right? Originality. There's a lot of fake news. There's a lot of controversy out here, right? Fake people, fake clothes. Fake. Last thing. Funny enough, last thing to the I told you, like something like Gucci. Right? It was those G's and massive phone that like Ipa looks go. You see. So people are trying to associate themselves so much with these sophisticated brands that they do not relate to them. Kudos to Boma Khoza because they represent a certain tribe that resonates within our culture.
Sure,
right?
But I think based on the history that you gave regarding eVutta and the focus brand, I feel like they resonate, you know, because you are part of this new up and coming generation.
Definitely.
Which brings in now
the change.
Exactly. Focus. So they do in a way have a relationship.
Definitely.
And it goes back to branding in a personality. Your mood, so when you have a story behind a brand, that's where even people can be attached.
It's more. Sure. Because to me, as I said, the emotional intelligence aspect, right?
Sure.
People are intrigued and touched by something that they can more relate to, right?
Sure.
And so why don't I give them something that they can? It's already there, but how do they associate themselves to something that makes them think, oh, it's okay, this is a focus, Mxolisi. I see a focus anyway. Because there are a lot of focus brands that are out there, but none of them defines. Mina they are my acronym, right? Abanye is just focus to them brand and focus, right? But for me, it goes in depth with each and every letter has a meaning that resonates with you and it's aligned. That's what I love. With your passion, without your passion, without being original to your passion. It's like you're trying to be someone else while you know that there's strength in you. So it's like you avoiding your own inner strength, right? So hence I emphasize the paternity. That passion needs you to be original, but you just being original to yourself doesn't mean that everyone will like that. So you have to be courageous enough to stand and withstand all the negative comments that are going to come and all. That's why Ikochi Meleas would see Ikochi regardless would say develop our cook.
Sure.
You understand? It's the courageous aspect, right? Where you are able to withstand all of that, right? And when you're courageous enough, right, you are able to attract the relevant energy, right, that is aligned to whatever that you're thinking, right? Because there's not, trust me, it thought I see thought one dog. There's a lot of people that see the problems that are out there, and what you need to do is just to unite with those people, right? Because your own strength lies. This is a palm. It has different fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is focus, right? These are different aspects. These are different pillars to this whole palm, right? So if there's unity within these different things, this arm is strength. It can hold a book, right? But if these things are not working together, well, right? You might as well say, things are something. These are something.
But teamwork makes the dream work.
Definitely.
Sure.
So that's why I have so much drive and passion in developing youth entrepreneurship, though, because on my side, I feel like ngikhulele kuma-Khotmani sengistage sokuthi ngi-Khotmani.
Yeah, we Khotmani.
Yeah, ngithola. So ngikhule nginama-Khotmani namanje to date, dog.
Sure.
Ama-Khotmani wasenkambini wami would never teach you on how to register your own business. Would never teach you how to handle your finances or where to invest, how to invest, or how to grow your money.
Sure.
Like, they're not having those conversations with us. Each and every time, but shy each and every time, and even the discussions, because I've even developed a rule for myself, and most of my peers, right? Whereby I stay with you 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I don't find value in the conversation, I leave. I go back home.
Sure.
Why? It's because I don't want to waste my time with you. And I don't want to waste it. Each and every person has value.
Sure.
Right? And if I'm not getting value from you, why am I now? Right? So
you're just wasting your time.
You're just wasting my time, dog. And there's someone maybe I could be speaking to that could give me 100 grand while
or add value or teach you something
that is better than what you're saying. So hence that's why I believe so much in unity, dog, and collaborating with other people and other brands.
Sure. So Mxolisi, about you started Daveyton
Business
Alliance, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about
Daveyton Business Alliance. Basically, it's a pillar of Bakopane Business Chambers.
Sure.
We are part of catalysts that in the TIDA Act. So there's Township Economic Development Act.
Sure.
That has been deployed.
So you partnered with different businesses, right?
Yes. So we can say that Daveyton Business Alliance is a pillar.
Sure.
Under Bakopane Business Chambers.
Oh, sure.
So Bakopane Business Chambers is the one that is deploying the Act ECAS.
Sure.
Right? And we are helping them in terms of connecting the entrepreneurs and putting them in one space where they can network, share these different opportunities that are offered by the government, funding, if possible, programs that upskill the different entrepreneurs. Sure. Right? How this started, it's through ET. Township Entrepreneurship Alliance. Bulelani. I thank that guy for just because I've always had a thought of this.
Yeah.
Because I've been studying business studies, right?
Sure.
So I've always thought of this, but when he did it Ekaslam, and he's not from Ekaslam.
He came to Ekaslam.
Yes, sure. Right. And I attended the event, and I was so amazed on how much entrepreneurs we have in Kaslam.
Sure.
And young entrepreneurs. But it's just that we were not communicating and talking to each other.
Having that
platform where we can connect and network. Right? So I was like to myself, there's a gap, there's a need. Because they were asking Ubulelani about the next event that is going to happen, ECAS. And he was like, unfortunately, we are going around South Africa. So So now they are in that spectrum where they are national, right? And on our side, I was like, we don't have something that is local, that is hosting us like this, that is giving us programs like this. So why not? Because I have the right connections, and the right education to do this. So why not host this project and do it myself?
And in UT started from
Some
it was
yes,
motivation wise at
yes,
some point.
definitely.
But if you can look at
It started at
where they
Tembisa.
are, exactly.
It started at Tembisa and
To leave
big. So also on my side,
sure,
I was like, let me just start.
sure,
Let me just start. Because I didn't want to ask myself so many questions. I've been asking myself so many questions. I saw Uti, now you have the right connections.
sure.
You have the right network. Why not start?
So what's the criteria for the businesses that you work with?
Okay.
Is it for maybe, for example, is it open for an entrepreneur that comes from SOE to?
Yeah, it is. It is because we can't deny people knowledge.
And then do you want them a business that are registered or?
So not specific. So for exhibiting, you must be registered.
Sure.
For Ruben store, you must be registered.
Sure.
But just to come and attend and gain information from the session,
sure.
you don't need to be registered because there are young people out there who need information on how to start. Right?
Sure.
They want to start, but they need information on how to start and the right advice and the right spaces to go to.
Sure.
Right? Because in the ayibona ukuthi dog, sinabantu abaningi ekhaya abayifundile business and they understand from compliance to administration, they understand the business, right? But what they are not willing to do is to give this information to other black people. To share this.
Yeah.
So when they share this information, uzocharger dog ukuthola triple B certificate, register with CST. Those things are all for free.
And you don't have funding, you are up and coming when Mario charge.
I'll charge 1.5, right? Will you 1.5 imalo keeper? It's 172 rand to register business. Yeah. That's the only amount I keep in. Right? The rest of the amount you are going.
Sure.
Right? And unemployment is growing so much to a point where people are not aware of they are focusing on writing and teaching about Panama CV. But they are not teaching more people who want to know more about the business aspects of who's teaching the business people on how to write business plans, manage their cash flows, all those things, manage their budgets, and how to maneuver around credit as a business and as an upcoming business. No one is teaching us that. How do we access our own credit?
Because in business it's practical, but we want to focus more on the papers than doing things physically.
Definitely.
So and the mindset has to shift, and through such platforms.
Big time. Because what I say most of the time to people that I engage and talk to about ETPA is that if there's so much internet cafes that are teaching you, that are making sure what you run a template or a CV every time, and they are making sure that they market that and that's a viable business, how many of them are teaching us about our business plan? Because a CV and a business plan are, according to me, they are almost the same thing.
Sure.
They are CVs of a certain individual. They profile a certain individual, those papers, those documents. So why don't you profile yourself from the different aspects, right? I saw if I studied business admin at MI, right? And I'm finishing this year.
Sure.
Right? If I'm going to look for a job, already, my stats are against me.
Sure.
Already the stats are against me.
Sure.
Right? But I was like, what can I do so that I can put myself in a position where even if I need a job, I can get more than just a job. Right? So that's when I thought of the project, I should think from a management level, not from an employee level. Right? Yes. So that's where most people get confused.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But where are you applying it? Do you apply from an employee perspective, not an employer perspective?
Sure.
So you study business, but you want to be an employee. You understand?
Sure. So the mindset.
The mindset has to shift. It has to change, right? And it takes platforms like this and people that can always. And I wanna officially thank Nedbank.
Sure. So you have a relationship now?
Yeah, Nedbank is one of they are our biggest partner.
Sure.
In this project, and I'd love to.
They're doing great.
They're
also
and that's how I got access to Nedbank, and those are the people who inspired me
to
push the connection through. You understand? So I was like, I spoke to that guy, I was at Bank on my event, attending the Lekas with him. Rodman, I can see you supporting this.
Sure.
Um, but this person is not from like us.
Sure.
And your department is from like us. So if I can do something like this like us, would you be willing to partner with me? What's we see things differently. Right? And if as small as you think your platform is, we see the other aspects of the impact that it could do as it gets bigger. They get the vision.
Sure.
So that's what I loved about Nedbank. They just wanted to hear the vision. And they were so keen and interested. They even suggested we go to who, and who,
Sure.
and try your luck, right? And through that, I got Tepo 1 million, I got access to CEDA. Now I'm working with CIFA,
Sure.
the financial aid scheme.
Sure. So
for entrepreneurs.
When is the next business event?
The next one is on the 5th of November in Daveyton. We haven't confirmed the venue, but if you follow our Facebook page at Daveyton Business Alliance,
Sure.
You'll find more information.
Sure.
We've been sharing more information about that. We're bringing someone from Belgium this time.
I went.
Yeah,
I was about to ask you about I'm a speaker on that day.
Yeah. So speakers for now, would really appreciate your presence. really appreciate your presence.
Come through.
But for now we have Jan.
Sure.
Jan from Belgium.
So you've this guy.
Yeah.
Nyembezi.
Oh, Julian Nyembezi. Oh, wonderful.
So you who's like
Yeah. On that day, he was unfortunately was not available. On that day, he had a certain business to attend to because he's in logistics. He's an all rounder. Fana nambu arts. Fana nambu arts. So all rounder business. So he had something to attend to on that day, and we had to excuse him. So the person that pulled up on that day was Spusiso.
Sure.
The grandchild. He was there, and we also appreciate his presence. He gave some valuable knowledge to the attendees on that day. If you can check the videos on our social media, he did deliver something proper there to the people.
So for when in terms of the because you are doing so many great things, man. What's the end goal for you personally as the artist? Because you have an EP, you're also an actor, you're on radio, those kind of things. What would be the end goal for it in terms of a vision via for eVutta, and then you personally, the International Melanin?
So let's start with my personal vision. For me, myself as an artist, bro, I want to be a plug, bro. I want to be a plug. I just want to be the plug. That's all I want for myself.
Open the doors.
Open
the doors.
Whether there or not. If me look cool, because recently I've just plugged on my 3 to 4 DJs with the radio station in the UK. Their mixes are being played in the UK, right? With that, for me, I'm happy. I'm happy on my side if my art and craft is able to change someone's life and give them access to a greater opportunity. I'm blessed with that.
Use your life story.
Thank you
to be the light to the next person. That's it.
I can't. So that's for me personally, that's the goal. And for eVutta Straight Dog, it's just to see more entrepreneurs involved, dog. More small businesses just involved and competing with the bigger players, dog. That's my vision. Hence, from the Daveyton Business Alliance, that's the bigger picture that I see. The more we collaborate, the more we speak, the more we just connect with each other and tell each other. Imagine, there's a car wash cars. Let me just give you a practical example. There's a car wash cars. Leo car wash cars uses cleaning detergents. There's a cleaning detergent company. The cars, right? These two people can work together, right? But because they don't know each other, right? Because they don't know each other at all, right? Lo ugcine sekaya emakoleni ayothenga ini sunlight, right? Sunlight ayi-own umuntu olayikasi, imali sunlight mayihamba iyale ayibuyi around like us,
like the Jewish community.
Yes, so
the money has to circulate.
The web. So that's what I'm trying to create now. If there's already a system that is working for certain people out there, why don't we create our own system that is similar to that? And straight. So that's my bigger vision, dog. And one thing I'm willing to challenge now. Beginning, I want operation to do. I don't believe in ukulwa nabantu. Noxosha abantu ngesipho. The partners that the guy has formed and that are willing to invest in this thing, why are they not willing to go back to Amaspaza shop as a gas now before Figu, my friend, and create and reclaim that, right? And reclaim that. Why aren't we fighting them from that perspective? Right? Because Ugulanabo from that perspective,
or even collaborate.
But that's one thing. We need to unlearn certain minds, because istigma se-apartheid ne-playing game isagcwele kasi.
Too much.
I-playing game isagcwele ukuthi ubani akayenzi ini, government akayenzi ini, lawyer akaniki ini. So we must just stop the excuses and just start.
I think it goes back to what we spoke about, shifting the mentality. So your lady, your last words for local entrepreneurs, young people that will be watching you from the MI, Mxolisi Ben Khoza.
Well, differently from Lesos Papane to this person that is here now. What I'd like to say to everyone out there is, whatever you're thinking of, just start. Right, that's my motto this year. Just start. The reason we have so much ideas, we have a lot we want to achieve, but we are not starting. We are afraid of failure. Just start, don't be afraid of failure. That's my motto to you guys.
And then, social media platforms. If people want to get in touch with you.
On Facebook, it's Mxolisi Melanin. On Instagram, it's
say that again slowly. Mxolisi
Melanin.
How do you spell melanin?
Melanin.
It sounds like a great meal,
Melanine. So it's MELANIN. Melanin. And then Mxolisi, it's Mxolisi, guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
We wish you nothing but the best. I think for me personally, I love what you're doing, but I think I love more of the mentality, the drive that you have. I think you have that thing, man.
Expecter for X. Thank you, Tom.
All the best in everything that you do, and keep shining.
Thank you, Tom. I'll definitely make sure that I shine. And thank you now for also making such a platform and keep on growing, Tom. Keep on motivating us.
It's not me, it's West. So that was the Monday edition of Influential Mondays with myself, Mr. HR. Thank you so much for your love and support. We appreciate it, guys. He has said it himself, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. My name is Hendrick, and this is the Influential Monday edition of Influential Mondays with Mr. HR, brought to you by Ghetto Universe Media, from Kasi to the world. I will see you on the other side. Dango.